you're listening.
I just don't care.
Look, if you're 300 pounds, then you are a monster, and I don't want you to talk.
Welcome back to This Is a Work. My name is David Hensley. I'm the owner and creative director of Long Walk Productions, and I am here tonight to introduce your host, David Two Doggz Hayes.
Thank you very much, David Hensley, and welcome to Rock Hill, South Carolina's only premier wrestling pay-per-view review podcast. This is a work. Now, we can't get started tonight. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, Chris, the Fashion Plate Barnes. How are you, brother?
Did you have a fun Summerfest?
Oh, boy, did I. And not only is this a tag team match tonight, this is a 6-person tag team match because our special guest in studio tonight, you know her from This Is A Takeover, Shelby Ray Patterson. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Wait, are you saying this is a takeover?
Oh, it's always a takeover if I'm here.
Oh, no.
I'm taking over this show. I have another show. So I'm just going to be the queen of all the shows.
It just
fine.
checks. Okay. With your numbers, it checks out. That makes sense.
Happy to help.
So we just did SummerSlam.
See, you got to call it by its proper name if we're going to talk about it.
I thought I did.
Oh, man.
You know, I've had a lot of thoughts on this. This is the second biggest pay-per-view for wrestling every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell they're trying to give it back its big show feel.
Well, they were marketing it as this is bigger than WrestleMania.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
They tried. They tried
did
to do that.
3 different things to do that, and I can tell you what. One, they announced the attendance.
They did.
They made a big deal out of that.
Which
2,
is manipulated.
of course.
It's always
every time.
manipulated, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a lie. And 2, they announced where SummerSlam was going to be next year.
Yeah.
Something they only previously did with WrestleMania.
That's true.
And 3, they called, we'll get to it, but they called one of the moments in the show a SummerSlam moment.
I
Did they
heard
really?
that.
I missed that.
Yeah.
It's like, that wasn't a thing till right now.
So are they trying to, make this the WrestleMania of the summer?
Yeah, I mean, it always kind of was that. They always tried to make it feel like that, but now they're really pushing
Well, I know
it.
it's one of the big 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the original, or isn't that what it's called? Big
Yes.
And now it seems like it's one of the big 4 because the shows push 4 hours.
Right.
4? Jesus Christ. I mean, I kind of was getting used to the shorter format that we were having. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because I'm used to takeovers.
Right.
That are a solid 2.5
Right,
at
right.
most, right? So I'm used to that format, and I was really enjoying it. And I thought for some reason we
all
supposed
were.
to
It was a
get-
good life, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I thought we were supposed to get a shorter SummerSlam because of the whole Manny Pacquiao thing.
Right.
Right? And we definitely did not get that.
No. And the problem with this is that this was supposed to be the biggest party of the summer, but people were only talking about one thing.
What thing was that?
CM Punk.
Who?
That's right, CM Punk. Who would have thought one man could overcast an entire empire?
I feel like that's what he would have wanted, though.
Oh, he definitely.
Because they all hate each other so much, right? So I feel like this is a very appropriate return for him, that he's basically making WWE have to scramble to try to figure out how to beat his return.
And scramble they did.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, man. And going off what you were saying, Doggz, is like, who could have seen it indeed, aside from all of the massive CM Punk chants they've had in WWE throughout the years?
yeah. Well, let's get into it and let's talk about what they did to try to remedy this little problem they've got from this little t-shirt company down in Florida. So we start things out with our kickoff, and that was the Money in the Bank match. I guess that's what we're calling it.
I don't think it was for the briefcase. So basically the storyline on SmackDown was that Baron he's Poe, right? He's poor. Right. So he stole
Can't even afford OR.
Exactly. Or a new shirt that doesn't have a mustard stain on it, right?
Oh, it's not mustard. It's tomato sauce from a can of spaghetti he opened by banging on the ground.
Oh, because he couldn't afford a can opener. Right. Okay, yeah. So he stole Big E's briefcase so that he could get a championship match to make more money, which that's definitely not how it works.
Which was absolutely, I think, because that's basically how everyone knows that, but he's just so desperate. He's just
because he came down to the ring clutching the briefcase against his chest, but it wasn't announced like this match is for the briefcase.
You're right. They did not say that.
Right.
They implied it, but
they did.
But honestly,
it's basically got that air of sure, Corbin. It's for the briefcase.
Right.
Hush tones. For
a kickoff show, this was a damn good match.
I mean,
I'm sad I missed it. That's the only one I didn't watch.
Anything with Big E in it is going to be high on the card for me.
Yeah.
Because I love everything that man does, and everything he does, he has so much passion behind, and you believe everything that he's saying, right? Even when he's making out with his briefcase, right? You're like, yeah, that briefcase is hot. I believe that, right? Like,
I saw the footage of that. It was pretty hot.
Funny.
The only thing that's going to stop Big E is Nick Khan.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Well, he can stop everybody.
From above, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this match was really, really good. The go home on this one was Corbin. He had been trying everything, and he's just not getting anywhere. So he tried to give up, steal the briefcase again, and run away. And he gets caught in Big E's finisher, and boom for the 3 count.
Mm-hmm. The big ending, right?
The big ending. There you go. I don't know why I cannot remember that name.
It's like Big E, but ending to it, right?
It's too easy for me to remember.
Okay, gotcha. But also, can we talk about how Logan Paul... They showed Logan Paul on the screen, and every time they showed him, he immediately got booed.
Oh yeah.
And I felt so bad.
It got better because apparently he was in a segment on Raw too.
That's what I heard. I haven't watched Raw yet.
Dragged him into it. Mm-hmm. They're keeping him around for some reason.
But I felt so bad for Big E though, because it's like you're celebrating, you're winning, and then for some reason they cut to Logan Paul, and then everybody boos, and then it goes back to Big E, and everyone's like, "Yay!" Like it's such
and then quick thing of him, and then it boo.
It's such a stark contrast.
It's so obvious they're desperately trying to get some of that kind of shine onto Logan Paul being in WWE.
I don't know why we have to do that.
What shine? That's what I want to know.
They want to see him cheering the good guys and go, "Oh, Logan Paul's cheering for him too." Yeah, no, that's the crowd.
But I don't think they
crowds are back, motherfuckers.
They don't understand how much we all hate this man, right? Like there's a very
or do they?
That's what I'm saying. They don't.
They don't. I didn't even watch it, and I can tell you that no one in WWE creative understands that people hate Logan Paul.
No, because they were trying to use him in the segment on Raw in a positive way. Like he was supposed to be.
Yeah, because Miz attacked him, right, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Somebody on creative is going, well, he's popular on the internet.
Here's the thing.
That's the long and short of it.
Here's the thing. All his actual fans are too young to have any purchasing power of their own. So the adults at the show are like, "Fuck you."
Well, yeah, because the majority of people that are fans, right, are not youngins who know who he is, right, or they know who he is, but they're not fans of him, right? So I don't know. I don't know why, because they tried this with a few different people throughout the show.
Right.
Like these celebrities that they tried to pepper in to make it look like, oh, look, we got this person because they're fans, you know?
Again, a WrestleMania thing, because, I mean, one of the things that Vince loved doing at WrestleMania is like, look at these stars we got to show up.
Exactly.
Cardi B was supposed to be there.
She was, and she...
what the fuck?
So she was supposed to host.
Sorry.
Yeah, she was supposed to host, but she got pregnant. Wait! Y'all
I'm
didn't
busy
know
this
this?
week. I'm fathering a. I mean, not fathering. I'm having a.
Do you know something about Cardi B that we don't?
No, I'm very tired.
I got to get a full-time job. That's all I know.
No,
I'm very tired.
That's why her song was the theme song for SummerSlam. Like, I'm sure they had this whole elaborate thing planned out where she was probably going to perform it, right? And
she just sends a handwritten note. I can't be there. I'm having a kid.
I mean,
Right now?
essentially, right? So they had to scramble to figure out how to...
I'm making the kid first.
I'm not
I'm
having
gonna be
it yet.
busy.
I hope I don't have it yet. That's a whole nother slew of issues. But, oh, man. So, yeah, that was what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can figure out about Logan Paul is that maybe they're not even looking at it as, hey, everybody likes him, everybody hates him, whatever. It's clickbait.
It is.
It is,
Yeah.
probably.
And-
because what the headline will be is Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And
What was-
people
yeah.
will click it to be like, oh, wait, did he wrestle? I'd like to see his ass get beat, right?
There you go.
And,
What was Logan Paul doing at SummerSlam? I'm like, that kind of headline. So people click and go, what was he doing? Oh, he was watching.
Was it Logan or Jake that was in the boxing match a few weeks ago? It
couldn't
might be a
say,
few
yeah.
months ago. I
think
can't
it
remember.
was Logan. It
Both
was
of
Logan.
them? I think
They're both
Both
trying
of
to competitive.
the younger one.
They're
I
both
know
trying to
for
competitively
sure.
fight, but I think it was Logan Paul who had that match.
Against Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it was a totally...
Oh, it was
It
terrible.
was totally fixed fight.
Yeah.
girl. Like, it was... there's no-
This is a work.
People
The
very
definition
people
of-
very obviously said, like, Floyd Mayweather can drop this man whenever he wants. He's just letting it go for as long as he needs to
They
make his
went
money.
for, like, what, 8 rounds?
Yeah.
Like, there's
I think
no
they went
way.
the distance, didn't they?
Yeah, the distance in this case was 8 rounds.
Oh,
this
okay.
was not a. This was
an exhibition.
Yeah, this was
Yes,
not a
yes.
Purely
prize
decided
fight.
by Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather deciding not to kill that man.
No, there's no way they would let him do a prize fight. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, well, we've humored you enough.
If you put something of actual value on the line, yeah, Floyd Mayweather would have legitimately murdered him that
Oh,
night.
absolutely.
I would love for some private, so just some rich person to privately go, I will give you $60 million extra if there's an accident during the match.
Oops.
Oh, Logan Paul's paralyzed forever. That's a shame.
Oh, man.
So there you go. And I think that pretty much sums up the Big E versus Baron Corbin
Which
match.
that sucks,
It's-
right? Because it was a great match.
It really was.
Yeah.
And those two deserve to be talked about more than Logan Paul.
Which is why I hate that they even showed that motherfucker.
I know.
Like, I really do. Because it
this-
was so unnecessary. It didn't further the storyline for either one of these people because he's not in a feud with them on Raw. It doesn't even
being
make any sense.
On top for 20 years about... WWE has never stopped being the desperate child wanting attention from the mainstream.
No, and that is a Vince thing, and it always will be. He always wants wrestling or sports entertainment to be in the mainstream. He wants it popular like it was in the 80s, like it was in the Attitude Era, and he can't let that go.
He's going to die sad about it.
And he doesn't understand that niche is in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Niche markets are the thing now.
Absolutely.
If he would just lean into, okay, people, a certain subsect of people enjoy this, let's cater to those people.
Yeah.
My God, the WWE could be so much more successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's weird. AEW has stumbled upon this idea of, hey, this kind of makes our fans happy. Maybe we should do it.
Yeah.
It brings joy. Suck it out.
So people enjoy this one thing that we do, so let's do more of that. But they don't enjoy this other thing we do, so let's not do that. Which is pretty much the opposite of the Vince McMahon method.
That's true.
And, we keep using the term sports entertainment and as a definition to WWE. But if we can just talk about AEW for a real brief second, in my opinion, just from what I've seen, AEW does more sports entertainment than Vince has been doing in the past 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
They're figuring it out.
And better.
Yeah.
Better because they don't use that term to shy away from the wrestling they do.
Well, they actually say the word wrestling.
That's true.
Because it's like, well, yeah, maybe it is sports entertainment, but it's also wrestling, and we can do both.
Right.
Yeah.
So Big E defeated Baron Corbin
To retain the thing he didn't actually lose.
Right.
And he makes out with it as we go to commercial.
Yes, he did. I love this match.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. I gave it a 3. What do you think, Shelby?
I mean, like I said before, anything with Big E is going to be at least a 3 in my book, right? So, I mean, I think this is the best work that Corbin has done his entire career.
Easily.
Even back when he was like scary Corbin, when he was in NXT, when he was like the biker
lone
dude.
wolf, yeah.
Because I feel like the King gimmick just wasn't working, and it hasn't been working for a while because they haven't had a King of the Ring for a minute, right? So he was using an outdated gimmick, and he just wasn't, I don't think, getting used. And apparently he's really great backstage, just from what I've heard from reports.
Well, he's got to be.
Yeah.
Nobody else would put up with this.
No, so I'm happy that he is doing something that he actually looks like he's enjoying doing. And then you put him with Big E, like it's going to be a fun match. So I thought it was really fun. And I feel like it's been probably one of the best kickoffs that we've seen on a pay-per-view in a while. Because sometimes you look at the kickoff and you're like, why? Like, why is this here? Like, why is this not on the main card? But, like, I felt like this was an appropriate...
Or why is this even being done in the first place?
Exactly. But I felt like it was a very appropriate kickoff match, right? Because it's a tiny feud. There's very low stakes. There's no championship on the line.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, it's not one of those matches where it's like... oh, there's a slot to fill, and some boys need something to do.
Exactly. Yeah, it felt natural. Yeah.
So moving into the actual show, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match, which consists of AJ Styles, Omos, and RK Bro.
I was about to say you need to elongate the bro. That's how you actually pronounce it.
Look, I'm on board with Riddle now. Let's not push the envelope.
Which I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Come around.
This is, other than the Baron Corbin story that's happening, this is the best thing that's going on right now.
I saw the catch up. It's got me interested.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell.
It's
funny
because Randy's leading into it.
It pulls on the heartstrings with Riddle.
Yeah.
When he said are you saying you don't want to be my tag team partner, bro? And that's I've never said this before, but that was adorable, Matt Riddle.
Well, it gives you that little brother, big brother
It
dynamic,
really does.
right?
Yeah. It really
it's
does.
Cute, and it's so funny to see someone like Orton be this silly, right? Because he's always been the I'm the legend killer, I'm scary, but he's funny. And he has a mustache now, so he's silly looking, right?
He's got the D'Artagnan mustache.
Yeah, I'm usually not a fan of just the mustache. I need it to grow. I need the beard to grow in a little bit for me to be on board. But because usually I get porn stash vibes from that. But I feel like he makes it work because it's silly looking, right? And
he's
it goes
making
with the
it work. Plus, it is my understanding, me being the fashion icon that I am,
of course,
that the mustache is coming back.
And I don't approve. I really don't, but...
I don't know. You just approved of Randy Orton.
I don't think I said the word approve. I feel like I said tolerate or, approval was definitely not in the cards for that.
I think she said it was appropriate for this tag team.
Thank you.
Essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
We can run back the tape. You can listen later. That's what I said.
I will
run
admit,
back the tape, you said.
I did. Yes, I did.
Dave, can we do that?
Hold on. Let me go back in time and find out.
I love how I'm the one that said that, and I'm the youngest one in this room.
Well, I was going to say...
I've got a job as a typewriter repairman.
Oh, shut up.
You know what the facial hair does for Randy? It makes me believe that that's the Randy Orton that would team with Riddle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it works though. Like,
But you're right, yeah.
it's not just like, oh, okay, they're funny together, but they actually work really well together.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing lots of tag team spots, and because, you know, sometimes when you put two random people together, it just looks like you put them together, right? Versus, that's how I kind of felt with AJ and Omos for a minute.
And, well, that I'm glad you brought that up, because something, excuse me, something I noticed the other night, I am starting to worry whether or not Omos can actually wrestle.
Yeah.
Now he did great.
I think he's gotten a little bit better than when he started out. He's actually doing wrestling moves instead of just stomping people.
I am really, really worried that we have the Great Khali syndrome going on with Omos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's that bad, but it definitely, they're masking a lot of his problems being in a tag team right now.
Yeah, what they should be doing with Roman Reigns.
But
Oh, did I say that? Oops.
But
Why is
people
there
know my real feelings about him now. I'll be damned.
why is there a red dot on your forehead, Doggz? You might want to duck.
Almost does not need a red dot to take me out.
That's true.
but it's like, yeah, they should also be right now like working behind the scenes to get him ready, because eventually they're gonna run him as singles.
They are.
There's no way he's not.
It's inevitable that him and AJ are gonna break up. They're gonna have their match.
Yeah.
AJ's good enough to get him over.
Yeah.
See,
But after that,
I don't know if I actually want to see that match, though.
I mean, I don't know if I do either, but it's
Well,
gonna happen.
I
Like,
think that's because you're tired of AJ Styles.
I am. I don't want none. I don't. I haven't wanted none for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
They just need a broom handle with a fashionable wig, and it's a good replacement.
You gotta
I mean,
wonder.
just to have around. I mean, he's a great wrestler.
no, he is, and I'm not saying he isn't,
Yeah.
but it's just, I don't know. It's a lot.
But if you were just having like moments where it's like, and AJ's there, hey AJ, and they wave the broom, and it's perfect.
Right, we get it.
Yeah, like Moppy used to with
Yeah.
Perry Saturn. Oh, there you go. But I don't know. I did enjoy this match. All things
It was short.
considered,
Yeah.
it was.
Like, for a tag team title match, it was pretty short.
Yeah, well, I think they had, what was it, 9 matches or 10?
There was a lot.
Including the pre-show, we had 11.
Look at that. That's incredible.
11, so 10 main card and 1 kickoff.
That's
That is fucking WrestleMania level.
It is.
It is, and that's a lot. maybe it was good it was on a Saturday.
and
Like I said before we started, it's like I looked at the time and I was like, no.
Pops up on Peacock for 4 hours and 11 minutes or
Yeah.
something like that.
It is, and I've been like working like 7 straight days at this point. I'm tired. Then it's 4 hours of that. And I'm gonna say, like, when we normally watch it all together, that does a lot of heavy lifting for shows like this.
yeah,
It does, because
There's a lot more enjoyment when we're all yelling at the screen about what dumbasses they're being.
As I said before, the fans really do a lot of heavy lifting.
They really do.
While we're watching, yeah.
I really enjoyed the match, regardless. As I gave the match a 3, and there's going to be a lot of 3s tonight.
I mean, people went nuts for this.
Yeah, they really did.
Like, I mean, when RK Bro won, like, he hit that perfect RKO at the end, people went ape shit for this.
I liken it to the old Rock and Sock connection.
It kind of
Yes.
yeah. The more serious guy kind of gives in and lets the silly guy steer them into a friendship.
Right. And that's what I'm likening it to, and I think that's what we're getting. I think we're getting the sympathy with the cool guy and the stoner or the
he's a stoner dork.
Dumbass,
He's a stoner dork.
I mean, this is going to be my role on this episode. I'm going to throw some, NXT tidbits towards you.
Lay it on me.
When I want to say Matt Riddle, because he was Matt
Who's
Riddle
that?
in NXT. His gimmick was that he was a stoner.
Yeah.
People
Oh, yeah.
hit the chant that everybody chanted was Riddle's gonna smoke you. Like that was his chant in NXT.
I mean, he out and out said he's based on Spicoli on Twitter. So.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. Like, when you move to the main roster, you have to be, like, a little bit more PG because...
Sometimes you lose a name. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loses their first name when they go to the main roster, apparently. But I feel like he has found a balance now, though. Because before, it was a little cringy, but now I think he's gotten it.
It's a nice stride.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it right now.
One of the best moments of that match was at the end when Riddle and Randy were starting to head towards the back, and Randy stopped him and turned him when they were in the middle of the barricades. And he turns them towards the crowd so that they pose together.
Yeah.
Yes, that was beautiful.
So it kind of makes me think that it's like he's taking him under his wing type situation,
I think
right?
so.
He's like stopping him, being like, "Dude, this is your moment. Like, let's pose."
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
So yeah, we're gonna give this a 3. Anything else we want to say about this match?
No, I'm good.
No, I think we're good.
All right, and new Raw Tag Team Champions.
We're gonna say "and new" a lot this
Well,
show.
they pointed it out after after a little ways into the show that a bunch of titles changed hands.
A lot of them did. Yeah.
Now, let's move past this next one really
Can
quickly.
we skip this one?
I know, right?
Which one was this?
This was Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie.
Can I take this one, please?
Please,
Okay.
at your pleasure, ma'am.
Setting my drink down. Okay. So, I have a lot of issues with Eva Marie. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that. But I have an issue with them trying to push her as an actual wrestler when she is clearly not.
Never has been.
No, but when she was on the roster before, they didn't really push her as a wrestler. Her gimmick was, I'm never going to wrestle, right? She would find a reason to not wrestle, like, oh, my ankle hurts, or, oh, I can't, I'm sick. You know, like that was her gimmick, and I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. Because
now for some reason she's a boss-ass bitch.
And I hate it, because, and the main reason is because they took one of my girls, and they gave her a name that's so stupid, and made her little lackey. And Piper Niven was one of the most badass women in NXT.
So good.
And
Who's
just
that?
in general, I knew this was gonna happen. I'm not gonna let it bother me because she
No,
was,
she sounds great. Who's that?
she was let me tell you about her. She was so great, and she was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then I was happy when she got called up because I was like, oh great, they're gonna actually have like someone on the women's roster that can actually work and then have a badass persona. Like, they need that. They desperately need that. And then they give her a name like Dewdrop.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Yeah. And then put her with Eva Marie, where she just stands there and is her yes woman the entire time, right?
Thankfully, I think they've brought that to an end.
They have, and which I'm very happy about that.
See, you say that, but none of us have watched Raw yet.
I looked at the results. I don't know if anything specific. I can't remember. It's been a long day.
Did you hear the like pregnant pause when you said that? We both got scared.
Because
I think
how they don't have any form of a storyline for almost anything.
Well, are you saying like they'll come on Raw and be like, "Oh, that was just a lapse in judgment. She's fine now."
Yeah, friends argue.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move on.
Well, the other main issue that I had with this, besides the fact that Alexa Bliss carried the entire match and Eva missed every single spot pretty much, was they have built Lily, the doll, as this sentient being that can move and can wink at you and can make things turn on and off.
Which I don't mind telling you how much I hate that.
Oh, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just saying this is what they've established, right?
You want a better
And-
version of that? Just go listen to the song "Creepy Doll" by Jonathan Colton.
I do love Jonathan Colton.
He's really good.
But during the match, Lily was placed up in the corner, and Eva just goes up to her, picks her up, and slaps her across the face.
And hits Alexa with it.
Right.
I do remember things about this match. Hold on.
In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, fuck. Lily's going to attack her. Lily's going to come to life and choke her out,
Yay.
right? No. The doll is a doll, right? And we're reminded that she's a doll now, right? So is she scary, spooky doll that can kill me, or is she just a doll that looks scary, right? So to me, the continuity of all of that was completely thrown out.
Yeah, that's one of many things that I hated about this match.
Well, the one good thing is that it was not very long.
You're right.
It was very short.
Mercifully,
Yes.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss goes over. What? Oh God, how did she?
I can't tell you. I don't remember.
What was it? The Twisted Bliss?
No, she
Or-
missed the Twisted Bliss.
That's right. Yeah, she got her knees up on that.
I honestly don't know.
It doesn't matter. That match is over, and
It
we're
is.
never going to have to watch it again.
And Piper turns on Eva.
We allegedly.
No. I found the results.
We are talking about this pay-per-view too. We're not talking about things that happen after.
True.
But yeah, I thought that was really good because they set it up, and at the end, when Eva was like, "Help me up," she's like, "No."
Takes her
and
jacket.
she does like a talk to the hand, and then she does the announcing.
She was, and the
for her.
loser of the match is Eva Marie, and then she puts on her ring jacket
And she
struts
does
around.
the.
I hate it so much. Like,
So on Raw, she gets interviewed, and Doudrop says she made a mistake associating herself with Eva Marie. Eva Marie got her in the door, but she didn't sign up to be humiliated. Eva Marie gave her the name Doudrop, so that's who she is now.
no, what? no, that doesn't. No, if you're gonna
Remember the Red
turn on
Rooster?
her, this is the perfect opportunity for you to go back to Piper.
She actually said in an interview that she did not like the name Doudrop at first, but now she does.
But
That is a WWE answer.
And also Stockholm Syndrome.
right.
Also, who's paying her, right? So of course she's gonna say that.
There you go.
I'm just if you guys want to look it up sometime, Google the tail of the Red Rooster.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's poultry in motion.
Yeah.
Did you say poultry?
You heard me.
Okay, cool.
That whole angle is basically this.
This show is canceled.
Fair enough.
Damn it!
But we didn't
It's
get,
not. It's not my joke.
but we didn't get to Mantar yet.
It's Vincent.
Oh my god.
So next time she sees Eva Marie, she'll Doudrop her.
Oh my god.
Eva Marie drives a road case into Doudrop's midsection and slams her face off of it. Eva Marie says she made her, and this is evolution. Schreiber checks on Doudrop. Doudrop calls Eva Marie a bitch.
I can't.
That is what
I can't with this. This is the perfect
But
opportunity
at
for you to
least they
reclaim
didn't-
your
they didn't-
badassness and be Piper again. I don't understand.
Yeah, but Bronson Reed is gone.
Why? Why would
we
you?
got rid of Bronson Reed.
Why would you remind me
We
of this?
got.
Why would you bring this up?
Yeah. Eva Marie was on a SummerSlam pay-per-view. Finn Balor wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, thank you. That's just one more thing.
Yeah.
Are you
channeling Nick Khan?
Are
Was
you
that-
trying to make me want to leave this show right now? Like, what
these
are
are
you doing?
things that I think about. This is the rage that I just keep in the pit of my soul.
Nick Khan was watching that match going, perfect.
Oh god, that's horrifying.
I gave this match a 1, and
It's being very generous.
it
of you.
is being
Yeah.
very generous. The only reason that I gave it a 1 is because I feel like Alexa was at one point having a really good time with this gimmick, and now she's just having to put up with it.
It's what it all started when they let Wyatt go.
That's because it's got no drive without the theme.
Well, that and now every time she wrestles, the poor girl has to hear "We want Wyatt" chants.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's not her fault.
it's not her fault.
And it's just, I would want to go away from it too, to be honest.
yeah,
Because now you're
absolutely.
forever going to be associated with that, and some people think that it's even her fault that he's gone.
And yet there are marks out there that will blame her for this.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of them this weekend, so that's
Ugh.
What? I don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's so goddamn dumb.
It is.
So moving into something happier,
Yay, I liked this one.
we have Damian Priest
Oh yes.
versus good old Sheamus.
My NXT baby, Damian Priest.
The sad part is this is for a title that nobody cares about.
The United States truck face.
No, what was it that Tiffany Haddish called it? The national championship?
She did. She called it that.
Yeah, she called, and even though he's standing there
The national
with
champion.
the U.S. title
The
belt,
national champion.
it says United States champion on
the
it,
national belt.
but it's the national belt. Okay.
But you know what? The thing, it might as well be the national belt or the North American title or the Gaston County Championship. It doesn't really matter because it's nobody cares about the U.S. title anymore. It's sad to say.
Tiffany Haddish proved your point.
Right. Let's start with you, Barnes. What were your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was just really, really a nice, hard-hitting match.
Now, on paper, what I have down here, this should be the match of the night.
Yeah.
I think we can make a argument. There's 3 or 4 matches that I think you could call the match of the night.
This one was definitely in the top for me.
Absolutely.
I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Like, the build up to it was great with Sheamus with the broken nose and the face mask. Like, they really worked that.
Firmly in the top third of this 3-day event.
But I'm just happy Priest is not feuding with Miz and Morrison anymore, because after that debacle of a match with the Zombies at Backlash, I really thought that was going to bury him, because that was the first thing that he did when he came up from NXT. And everyone hated that match. Like, hated it.
And you know, the thing about it, the whole injury angle was a work in the first place.
Was he? I thought he was really injured.
No.
No?
No.
Oh,
it was a work. The whole. And I would have at least accepted it because Morrison and Miz had heat about it. Mm-hmm. And you know, they were arguing at a backstage thing, and I would have at least liked it if he would have said, "Have you been faking this injury the whole time?" And he was, "Yeah. What do you think? Zombies are real? What's it? I see. I mean, wouldn't that have been funny at least? I mean,
yeah.
But no,
at least lean into it a little.
But the E sticks to their guns, and they're being like, the zombies.
You mean stick to their dripsticks?
God,
we're getting
help
there.
Us. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they it's just they have the zombies happen. They commentate that it's happening. Then they're just like, what zombies?
Right.
At least when AEW does weird shit, they own it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad that he's nowhere near that anymore, because
Me too.
He was one of the people that I was actually really sad to leave NXT, because I think he could have been NXT champion. He was North American champion, which one of the gripes I did have with this match is that they were like, this is Damian Priest's first title win in WWE, and I'm like, false.
They are not going to acknowledge anything that happened anywhere other than Raw or SmackDown.
I'm just waiting for the Botchamania clip where they say that, and then they super clip in the clip of him winning the North American title on a WWE product.
It's so weird how hard they WCW NXT.
They really do. It's a shame.
If you want to hear more,
which is what it feels like when they make the jump to Raw or SmackDown. It's like you're coming from WCW, but repackaging you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they don't watch.
They hate it.
Yeah.
They do.
If you want to hear more about, or hear me rant about that, listen to This Is a Takeover.
Coming up probably this Friday.
Thursday, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How fast these episodes go up is going to be entirely dependent on how tired I am tonight and Thursday night.
I understand completely. I will be ranting on a Thursday, though, so that's when I'll be ranting.
It may go into Friday.
It may. I have a lot of opinions, and so does Gina.
So now we have a brand new United States champion. Once again, another title change. Mm-hmm. And I am really pleased. I hesitate to even say this because I feel like somebody's going to hear me.
No, nobody's listening. It's fine.
That's true. Well, you got that right. I feel like I'm really happy because Damian Priest is probably the only one that's come up that they have not really tried to change.
No, I mean, Riddle maybe, but...
He was altered.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was heavily altered, but Priest, I would agree with that sure, because...
He became less Spicoli, more Napoleon Dynamite.
I think everybody who comes up from NXT is a light version of themselves, right? So I feel like you are right, though. Like, he's the less, like, manipulated out of all those.
I just hope you understand, Doggz, that now that you have said that, Damian Priest's next appearance in a WWE product, he's going to look like Stewart from Mad TV.
A farmer. He's going to be a farmer.
Well, you realize I said something very similar about Karrion Kross.
We don't speak about that.
Have you seen his new outfit?
Yeah.
You mean Quang 2.0?
I looked at it before I came here.
I saw that picture.
It looks so stupid.
Might have been his idea. We don't know.
Regardless of whether if it was his idea, it still looks stupid.
It does. It looks ridiculous.
Okay.
Anyway.
We digress.
And new United States champion, Damian, please don't change me, Priest.
Yes.
A great effort from Sheamus. I gave this match a 3.5 Meltzer.
And I can't wait to see Damian Priest's new finishing move, the look what I can do.
That's something else. They did change the name of his finisher.
Did they?
From, they used to call it, looking at the lights or...
It's always been called The Reckoning.
No, before that it was called, help me.
I can't. I don't know.
Turn on the lights or turn off. I don't know what the hell it was.
Well, all I can tell you is it was called The Reckoning in NXT.
Spider-Man, turn off the dark.
Please, God, no.
I think what works in Damian Priest's favor is he came in with a look that is so distinctive and interesting, and he has such an amazing gift and talent that they tried. Trust me, they tried, but they were like, nah, he's good as is.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's all hope that it can stay because it works.
Yeah.
Moving into our next match, we have the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. This one is the Usos versus father and son team, the Mysterios. I'm getting tired of saying the same thing every single pay-per-view, but Dominic's learning curve is about at its end. He's gonna have to get some speed, or he's gonna have to stop doing the lucha style and learn how to wrestle.
I agree with you.
Rapidly approaching sink or swim time.
I mean, the natural progression of this is that they have to break up, right? Like, they have to. Like, he has to go out on his own to be able to not just establish himself as an actual wrestler in the business, but, and he can't be under Ray's shadow anymore. Like, for him to be able to go forward.
I think that's physically impossible.
Well, I mean, he does carry him to the ring.
I really
Yoda
thought
when Luke.
It is.
I really thought that he was gonna turn on Ray Saturday night.
They're heavily hinting at it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, because Dominic's been doing the dirty roll-ups, right? Like, Ray's been pinning him, and he puts his legs on him to push him from outside, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is something else we're going to talk about later, but I do notice that WWE goes in patterns, and right now, roll-ups and schoolboys are the sexy thing that everybody's doing. I don't know why, but Saturday night I saw 4,338 roll-ups.
Yeah. No, I don't understand why people think they're sexy, because they're definitely not. Like, it's one of the lamest dud finishes. I think.
I'm betting someone thinks it's a cool idea because it's like, it's a surprise of, the 3 could happen anytime.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but when you do that and like every other match ends with a roll up, it kind of loses that.
No, but shut up.
Somebody should be expecting it.
Right, like if I don't. Yeah.
No, but shut up though.
I'm bored of this. I'm
am
bored of the Mysterios versus the Usos. Like, this is a match that we've seen on SmackDown almost every single week for like 2 months solid. Some variation of this where it's either a traditional tag or if it's one against the other, like in singles competition. Like, it's just, I'm over it.
We don't need it.
No, we don't.
And this is the biggest problem with the tag division is nobody knows what they're doing as far as story.
Yeah.
And excuse me. I can't there's so many problems. I don't even know where to begin in the tag division. But first of all, just in a general note, you can't have the same match over and over and over and over up until a pay-per-view and then do the same match again.
You can't expect us to care about it and care about the people who are in it if I've seen it for free on my TV just the night before.
Preach. That's gospel. I mean, why would you? Well, this match ended up with a go-home where... how did it go? The Usos did their double super kick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
On Ray.
Yeah, on Ray. And
it was a real super kick soiree.
And then... that was good. And then they hit the Uso splash, or as Michael Cole would call it, a frog splash.
Can I say something about the splash?
Please.
So, we were talking about how the roll-up kind of loses its effect when it's done so much.
Right.
I feel like the splash, that has happened with the splash to me. Because everybody and their mom does a splash for their finisher, right? But, like, if you do it so many times in a match and everybody kicks out of it, when it ends with the splash, I don't believe it.
Right.
When you have kicked out of that same splash about 4 times earlier in the match. Like, to me, I understand, like, the psychology might be, oh, this is the 4th one that's happened, so they're tired and blah, blah, blah. But to me, if everybody can do it, it's not necessarily a great finisher.
You're right, because one, that's the problem with making a move more commonplace. When it's somebody's move, when it's their thing, and they bust it out, you know it's done. You know things are done. And it kind of means the crowd doesn't know when to get hype.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you know, I hate to be Grandpa Doggz here, but 30 years ago, if Ricky Steamboat hit a high cross body from the top rope, brother, that was it.
Yeah, and the crowd knew this is over, we can cheer now, right? But if you do your finisher 15 times during the match, and it's actually one of the first things that you do in the match, then how do I know when to get hype about when you do it?
Again, something that can be blamed on the Attitude Era.
Yeah, sadly, as good as the Attitude Era was, it is... let's say, you know, you can also say this about ECW.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Totally.
I mean...
The idea of doing something to subvert expectations only works when you do it once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because like I was saying about getting hype, it's like what you're what you're saying. So when, like, you know, Roman locks on a submission, like the submissions that he'd been doing to end matches previously, it's like, and it ends and they pass out and it's done. It's like, that's it. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right.
It's the definition of a dud, right?
Wet
Like,
fart.
Exactly.
Yeah, wet
There's
fart
no
ending.
psychology in it. It's just, I gotcha, rawr, and that's it.
yeah.
Like, that's cool in UFC. That's not what I watch wrestling for.
No.
Fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I know The Rock's people's elbow objectively isn't better than any other elbow drop.
Right.
But when The Rock does it and the crowd is roaring and he bounces across and then lands it, that guy's done.
yeah.
He's dead.
That's
He's
it.
dead. That killed him.
He's a part of the mat now.
That's what, when you make a move special, even if it's a kind of a commonplace move, it becomes more special. It becomes more powerful. That's what makes it a finisher. When that guy does it, you're done.
Yeah. And see, but there's also that one little thing about that. When The Rock does it, it makes it special. We don't have a Rock
No, we don't.
right
We
now.
do not.
No.
We 100%
Therefore,
do not.
they gotta be very, very careful about the moves that they do, or you're gonna have a bunch of duds like what we have here currently.
Yes.
And with that, I give this match a 2.5 Meltzer.
The Usos retained, but I can't tell you how it really happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a double super kick,
then
and then he
lead
went to
into
the
a
top rope.
splash.
Okay, right. I didn't remember.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's,
None of this matters.
moving into our next match. This is the I forgot one thing.
Yes.
Our next event that happened.
Yeah, I was about to say you almost forgot about this.
Is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh yeah, right.
Comes down with Boogs.
Rick
Boogs.
Boogs. Can I tell you, when we watched this, everybody was so confused because everybody was searching through like, wait, he doesn't have a match tonight. Why is he out here? What the fuck's going on? And then he has his entrance.
Yeah.
He dances on the table with Pat McAfee, which I have a theory about this.
Him screaming, "We planned this. We're all wearing white."
I think he is hilarious, but I think that Vince loves seeing Pat dance on a table
That's probably
I think he
it.
does.
because I think this is why this happened, right? Because there was no reason for this whatsoever. So he literally comes down, he plays his music, introduces him, he has his like moment, and they dance with Pat, and then they cut to Sasha and Bianca's video package. Like, it made no sense. And then we came back from the video package and Nakamura was gone.
They just fucked off. That's it.
This literally confused me because I was fast forwarding after the previous match to get through whatever, commercial, whatever they were doing. I cut to Shinsuke having gotten in the ring with Boogs and doing the dance, and I backed up. I was like, wait, what is this? Back up. Oh, it's just an entrance. Okay.
Boogs called it a musical interlude, which I'm like, the show is already almost
4 hours.
2 hours in at this point. Why do we need an interlude? I don't understand.
Piss break. Got it.
I guess, maybe.
So we go into our video package with the vignette of Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Right, because that's what we're going to see.
That's exactly what we're going to see. And then we go through the whole storyline, which now they have done this vignette like twice at this point.
Yep, they played it once during the kickoff show, and then once during the actual show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we go.
You're totally going to see this.
So here we go.
It's happening.
With Bianca coming out.
It's happening right now.
Odd champions coming out first.
I know,
but,
Barnes, you have an issue with that.
I do, and it happens again later.
It sure does.
And then here we go. Oh, Sasha Banks is unable to compete tonight.
Which they knew about that for
yeah.
a whole week in advance. She had been pulled from 2 house shows and was not on the Smackdown before SummerSlam. So they knew that this was going to happen.
Shit like that on wrestling pay-per-views is why they had to legally put the warning at the bottom, card subject to change.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Was this part of work? Or were they planning this 2 weeks out? it's hard for me to say they planned this 2 weeks out because I know better than that horse shit.
No, I don't think they did it 2 weeks out.
Because that's giving them a lot of credit.
Because
okay, I think they knew better than other people. Yeah, Punk's gonna show up. They knew.
Like they knew they needed something.
Yeah. So it was time to pull a trigger.
Yeah. And that trigger was Carmella.
Yeah,
here
she
comes.
I mean, she's money. It said so.
Absolutely. Here she comes down the aisle.
And to her credit, she sold this like a fucking champ.
Did.
She really did, because later on, she looks so dejected, and she knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like like the look on her face. Like I rag on her a bunch. I know all the women that watch these pay-per-views in this group.
They are not fans.
No. We are not. We are not.
I am probably the only Mella fan in here.
I'm all right with it.
I mean, we rag on her a lot. I do, but I will give her props where she needs it. She sold this like a champ. She really did.
Mm-hmm. And well, then here we go. Oh.
Now, can I say, when this originally happened,
you screamed as if you were being murdered.
The pop came out of me before I knew it was happening. I love Becky Lynch so much. I have loved her from the day she debuted in NXT. Yeah. I am a huge Becky mark. Like, if I'm a mark for anyone, it's Becky Lynch.
Right on.
And I was so upset when she had to vacate, even though it was for a good reason. Like, I was sad for her to go away, right?
Right.
So I was...
Dog, she had to vacate. She was having the baby. So I went through so many emotions in like a span of like 5 minutes, right? So it started out as me being the happiest little girl on the planet, right? I was jumping up and down, I was screaming my head off. Yeah.
And then I realized, oh shit, we're about to get like a dream match right now. It's going to be Becky versus Bianca. Like, this is going to be amazing. And then I have Gina sitting next to me, who is the biggest Bianca mark on the planet. So I'm about to be like, okay, great. We're going to be going at odds here. This will be fun. And then she beats her in 27 seconds. And then I feel shame and despair.
You forgot who you were watching.
I did, and it was like I went from a 15 to like a 5 in a matter of like 2.5 minutes. Like, it was a roller coaster, and I was exhausted by the end of it.
And it's such a shame because there's a lot of people that got done dirty here.
Oh, from start to finish.
Everybody who was in that ring got done dirty.
Right.
Because if you think about it, of course, the obvious suspect, Bianca, got done dirty because she has had one of the greatest runs and run up to a title, winning the title, winning Royal Rumble, winning the title, and then having a really good run as champion.
Right.
And then you have Becky, who's been chomping to come back, and then the first thing that she does when she comes back is she beats...
Is a bullshit win?
Yeah.
She turns
like
heel.
A Goldberg win?
Not just bullshit win, it's a heel turn win. That's
and is she a heel? That's the thing.
They are. They're turning her heel.
They're turning her heel.
And that, okay. Well,
so they've ruined.
That's fine.
But they've ruined the good grace of her return. They didn't even give her a night. For the crowd to be like, "Yay, you're back." Wait, what are you doing?
So this was a Raw after SummerSlam move.
Yeah.
This was not a SummerSlam move.
No. And then again, talking about Carmella, who's like, aha, you can't fight Sasha, you gotta fight me. And then Becky just comes in, tosses her out of the ring, squashes her by tossing her, like beating her down by tossing her into the ring steps. She's out.
Looks like she's gonna cry.
Yeah.
Like, she literally looks like so dejected, and it's so sad. Like, I don't feel like it was enjoyable for everyone, and then it wasn't so quickly.
It was. I'm trying to get my words together here.
And Bianca looking heartbroken afterward.
And also looking heartbroken, but also trying to look like she's not heartbroken at the same time. Because she was told, you have to be like, oh, you got me. You did it. You beat me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're better than me. Like, that was the look on her face.
Yeah.
You've ruined
could
it. Sorry.
You can tell that that's what she was told, because she's trying not to cry. Like, she's trying to hold back her emotions, but also play the character she was told to play.
You ruined 3 people here.
Yeah.
Becky did not get a sound win.
Nope.
Bianca got buried because she got Yokozuna'd.
She got squashed and jobbed, yeah.
Yeah.
For a more timely reference and a earlier modern reference, she got Kofi'd.
Kofi'd.
She did.
Even better. And poor Carmella. She didn't even... She's R-Truth.
Well, she was made to look like not a credible champion champion contender from the beginning.
They treated a former champion like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it was it was hard. It was hard to watch.
It's shameful. Like,
I just don't understand why we couldn't have gotten a maybe 10-minute match. 5-10-minute match,
and then maybe have Carmella pop up,
keep trying to interfere,
and do a double DQ. And sure, it's not a great finish, but
it would still save the people in the ring.
Yeah, that saves everybody, and then you can have your match with Carmella.
Do you think Becky wasn't ready? Because I had heard...
no, she totally wasn't ready.
I had heard that she was rumored to come back in October.
Mm-hmm.
Not now.
This is them jumping the gun so hard.
Yeah.
Which makes me think it wasn't planned to begin with.
No, it was like...
She was like, hey, she's backstage, Cassette's here, hey, let's go.
They saw that Punk segment, and they went, get her in.
Yeah. Maybe what was gonna happen, and then, of course, guys, we're just speculating here, which I know is an ugly word right now.
We don't know anything.
But look, I'm sorry. I have issue with that, because I think as podcasters about sports entertainment, the only thing that we are supposed to do is speculate.
Agreed.
Also, as people who have a basic grasp of what would be better storytelling.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand what a story should look like.
Absolutely.
Right.
If I read that in a book, I'd put it down forever.
Yeah.
Say, I hate this book, and put it down.
So I can't even give this a rating.
It wasn't a match.
It wasn't a match.
It was
so
barely
this is
a
NA,
segment.
and
I was about to say it was a segment at best.
And the crowd was still kind of cheering Becky because they were just glad she was back. It was like, again, you hadn't had a chance to let it sink in.
People ain't never been nowhere, and honestly, I'm making a joke, but that's what's happened.
The crowd was, I'm just happy to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
What's a COVID?
So after that train wreck, then we go into Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Now, if that's not a crowd saver, I don't know what is.
Well, we did have the moment right before that when the Olympians came out.
Oh, that's right.
We don't have to really talk about it.
To try and get the crowd hype again.
But I also I did want to point out just the difference in excitement level between the two people. So you had the woman who was so happy to be here, and she was clapping, high-fiving the crowd.
What was the guy's name?
Gable Steveson.
There you go.
So
yeah,
that's a name.
He looked like he could be anywhere else but here. Right,
he was a Carmella fan, and after what just happened,
I was just saying he just saw Bianca get jobbed out.
So
I ain't coming to this.
He didn't even wear his gold medal out to the ring.
No, she was so hyped. The female Olympian was just slapping hands. She was like, check out the medal. She was
nudging him, trying to get him into it. And he's
absolutely.
like, no.
Well, just so we're covering our basis, the female Olympian was Tamara Minson-Stocks.
Did they say what she medaled in?
Yeah, wrestling.
Oh, awesome.
Both of them were wrestling.
I didn't know.
Wow.
And Gable Steveson.
What's an Olympics?
But I just thought it was really funny that he looked like he could care less.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
no.
he just didn't care.
That sounds like the money was too good to pass up for him.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, he's been sought after by AEW, by Impact, by New Japan, and WWE.
And NFL.
He clearly
and MMA.
Clearly has been won over by WWE.
Clearly. Either that or he was like, I'm going to go ahead and get in character. I'm a heel, and I'm
Fuck
just
y'all.
not going to smile. No clapping for me.
Who got in his ear?
But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
I just,
no, you're
I
right.
thought that
I
was
meant
really
to-
funny.
No, you're right. I meant to say something about that. So yeah, now we have Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. The only person that we're missing is Heath Slater for the 3-man band reunion.
But Drew has a sword, and he named it Angela after his mother.
Oh Christ! Who
That's
cares?
important.
Oh man. So this match had what had to have been my favorite call for the entire night. I can't remember who said it for the life of me, but I texted Doggz about it after the match was over, where one of the announcers said, "This is the kind of match that both of these men need to win to catapult them to the next level."
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre are both former world champions in this federation.
I have a sneaky suspicion that is the commentator that is not... That doesn't have any previous wrestling experience. I'm pretty certain.
I guess so.
Jimmy
because these men are
Smith or
solidly
something.
in the middle of the
Yeah.
card.
Oh, teeth.
Because this is Raw, right?
This is
So, yeah, that's
Is it?
funny.
Yeah, two former world champs. This will get them up there in the next level at the place they were at the top of.
I mean, I felt like this match was fine, but it wasn't anything.
It was there.
It was there.
Yeah, this was
Another-
your popcorn match.
Well, it was another TV match.
exactly.
Another match that we
At-
have seen and could see on Raw.
At this point, I was actively checking my phone.
The story
Sure.
is weak.
Yeah, very weak.
Now, here's the thing about this: you can blame this on the story writers, but now I have seen story that was amazing that started and went forward over a lot less than this. I
don't think we live in that era right now, Doggz.
No, this is recent, as a matter of fact. This is AEW. Miro got mad at the Best Friends because they broke his video game.
Again, my point still
This is
stands.
before
We
God-
don't live in that era because WWE lives in a different era.
That is true. That
This
is
is before
true.
God spoke to Miro, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and on Miro Day of all times, that's. Anyway, I really don't have a ton to say about this one. McIntyre, it was a good match.
No, it was fine.
yeah.
I still feel like the sword should still come into play more. You have a beautiful sword just sitting
Cut a guy, yeah.
ringside. Just cut a dude. Like, just poke him.
Does he?
Yeah, quick jab.
Is he going to murder somebody one day? Is that
They
what's
c-
going to happen?
I mean,
No, they're going to go backstage and someone's just going to be impaled by it.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
And then
at
there's a
it.
murder mystery afoot.
Better story than what this is right now.
Right. So the go home on this is McIntyre hits Mahal with the Future Shock DDT, and then he hits him with the Claymore, and that's pretty much the end of it.
I hope.
This was fine.
I feel like it's fine because they needed something where Drew wasn't in the main title picture because people were getting tired of that, right? So this is a good little break for him, right? To keep him relevant, keep him on the mid card, but don't have him in championship contention because people are sick of that right now.
They are.
But he'll be
and-
back there soon enough because this catapults him into the next level.
It does, because he's an up and comer,
Yeah.
you know?
This young superstar. I gave this match a 2.5 Meltzer.
All right.
Not that it was bad or anything like that. It's just it's been done to death.
It's just we're 2 hours into this show.
Yeah.
That's not even halfway
And-
through, man.
No.
And we just had that whole Becky Lynch thing happen.
I mean, nothing was going to be good after that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, you could have,
We need to get their goodwill back. Send out Mahal.
sure, yeah, the one that everybody loves so much.
So moving into the Raw Championship Women's match, now we have a 3-way with Nikki Ash. I'm not doing the AS.
No, I like calling her Nikki Ash.
I call her Nikki Ash. I feel
Yeah.
like that's, yeah.
I feel like they're making people say ASH.
Well, they announce her as-
because
they
when
almost-
she says it, it
Yeah.
sounds like Nikki Ass.
Well, she says H in her accent, and it's adorable, but it doesn't sound like H when she
Because
says
she says H.
Yes.
Because that's how the Scottish accent. That's how you say
But I
H.
noticed they also announce her as almost a superhero, Nikki ASH. That's redundant.
So Nikki almost a superhero. Nikki almost a superhero.
Yes.
Yes.
You've said ATM machine.
Yeah, or pin number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was a good match.
It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Charlotte,
Can I ask a question about Charlotte Flair?
please do.
Why does Charlotte Flair need to be champion right now?
It's a legitimate question.
Because she's 13 time. Well, 14 time now. What, Shelby?
Nothing.
14 times.
Nothing.
If you, I can count them for you if you like.
Apparently, my show doesn't count because
What show?
Exactly. Because she's really a 16-time champion, but you know, I'm a broken record at this point, so we can move on.
Where did you learn about how WWE counts championships?
Oh man.
But yeah, that's my only real problem. Is it was a fun match. It was a good match to watch. Why does Charlotte need to be champion right now?
I mean, I can kind of agree with you because both Rhea and Nikki really showed out. I feel like because
They really did.
Because Nikki especially, I feel like this is the best that she's looked during her whole run as champion was this match. Like all the counters that she was doing were fantastic, and it was
good stuff.
Very
It really
fast
was.
paced. They all kept up with each other. Like I felt like this was really good. It didn't make much sense to me for Charlotte to win. It didn't make sense for really anybody to win in this match, but I feel like for Charlotte, it really didn't make much sense.
Yeah.
Well,
at least to me.
Here's the thing about Charlotte. I don't think Charlotte gives a damn about it right now.
No, she doesn't.
I mean, if you just watch the past 2 or 3 weeks, you know, I just don't. It doesn't look like she gives a shit about wrestling right now.
Well, I feel like, and this can be argued, and probably it's not a statement that's across the board at all.
Sure.
But I feel like once you get up into the teens of championship wins, I feel like you don't really care anymore, right? I feel like it might have lost its shine, right? Because I'll win again. Like it's fine. Like just put me in whatever, and as long as I'm still here, like I guess it really doesn't matter.
Well, I think it's a little more than that because now her dad is a 17-time champion, and he has always been overjoyed. But here's
that's
the
why
thing.
I said it's not all the way across the board, right? I just feel like maybe with her
Doggz,
it's like that.
Apparently on her promo / celebration on Raw, she declared that she was a 12-time champion, 1-time Diva, 5-time Smackdown, 6-time Raw. Mm-hmm. That's 12.
I wish y'all could see the look on my face right now.
It's consternation at its finest.
She don't give a damn about it.
What also bothers me about her segment was her big celebration of being champion again was also from events earlier in the night. They've basically made Nikki and Rhea into a tag team. Yeah. And it looks like it's going to be Alexa versus Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Again,
I'm not mad about because it's different, y'all.
True.
Like it's different. We've seen so many iterations of Rhea versus Charlotte, and then now Nikki versus all of them, right?
Well,
so it shakes it up a bit. So I'm not mad about that.
Nikki deserves her return match.
No, I agree with you 100%.
True, but also let me ask you guys this. In some way, shape, or form, how many times have we seen Charlotte versus Alexis? Or Charlotte versus Bayley, or Charlotte versus Becky, or I can just keep going. Charlotte's run the gamut.
Yes.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And really, Nikki's the only one that's kind of a fresh face.
Yeah.
And it would.
And they should totally play up the superhero supervillain vibe that it gives.
I mean, Charlotte was dressed as Thanos after all.
You kind of, as soon as you saw that, you kind of knew what was going to happen, right?
No, it was so great because then later on, after she won, she posted a picture with the title that said, "I'm inevitable." And it made me chuckle so hard. I'm like, we were right. We got it. We got it. We understood.
Yeah.
We knew what you were trying to do here. Which, I mean, I think they totally could have played on that because Charlotte's a great heel. She's a great villain.
Plus, they had that money shot of Charlotte standing tall in the ring, Nikki leaning back against it, distraught.
Yeah.
That screams, we need a follow-up.
Yeah, it's just so weird how it naturally plays itself out, and then they just for some reason pull the plug on it. It doesn't make any sense.
And this is just one reason, one more reason why I don't think you've got the best talent in the world in WWE, and you don't give a shit about it. You won't exercise proper storyline, and then you go over to AEW, and they've got talent that needs work,
Sure.
but they don't know how to book for women.
No.
And I'm not being sexist when I say that. There is it's a different booking procedure that's just is science.
No, but it's fact though. Like they don't have a women's division really.
Right.
Like yeah, so it's true. It's not. I don't think it's sexist. It's just you're just stating fact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So okay, well the end game on this is
In game Thanos.
see, look at that. Is Charlotte Flair beats Rhea and Nikki by putting Nikki in the figure 8.
And she has to tap. It was
a great ending.
no, that
It
was a good
great.
no, that was a great ending.
finish,
Watching
yeah.
Nikki finally have to go and give up.
Because you thought she wasn't going to for a second. You thought she was going to get to the rope, and then she just gave up because
It was it was really
great.
good. But I did enjoy the match. I did give it 3.5. Moving into our next one. I'm trying to move this a little quicker because we got a long way.
We still got a ways.
We're down to the final 3, I believe.
Oh my god! When I got to this part of the show, I was like, "How is there still an hour and a half?"
I'm gonna be real. When I was rewatching this and taking my notes, this is the match that I had to end on.
Yeah.
Because like Chris says, it hits different when you're with a group of people, and when you're just watching it by yourself, it's a marathon.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I really felt like this was my match of the night. I enjoyed every second of this match.
It was really, really good.
Fun.
And of course, I'm talking about Edge versus Seth Rollins. Now, I've been very critical of Edge since he came back. Boy, did he light it up Saturday. It was fantastic. And I'm never going to say anything bad about Seth other than that one time. But
it wasn't him, so it's okay. It wasn't him.
Just ask the ref. He'll tell you.
There was some of that. Which match was it? One of the refs kind of had one of those moments, but it wasn't a bad version of it this time. It was. Which one was it though? I think it was. I think it was Cena versus Roman, where he's like, "You need to get back in this ring, or I'm gonna count you out." And then he starts
he had a I'm the ref moment.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good Lord, what a match.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the build up to this was great. Like that whole Edge light stuff.
Yeah.
That was great. Like basically Seth doing everything that Edge has done, but like a little bit better.
Right.
You know, like it was. Yeah, it's great.
And then Edge comes out with the Brood music. Oh God,
that was good. But before that, we were totally missing King of Style Seth Rollins coming out in that Sgt. Pepper jacket.
Oh, it was great. Wait, wasn't it on commentary?
I don't remember.
It was something about how they said Sgt. Pepper, and Pat was like, I don't know what that is. And then he called it like Sergeant Piper or something like later on. It made me giggle.
I like that though. I mean, I will say when I'm not watching with the group, I do have a chance to tune into more of the commentary. And sometimes that makes me go, shut the fuck up. And other times it's like, Pat McAfee does a good job. I mean, he did a really good job in the main of really adding some interesting emotion to it.
He carries Michael at this point, in my opinion.
I am such a big fan of McAfee.
He's
right
doing a great
now.
job, yeah.
I don't want to overdo this, but he's getting into Bobby Heenan territory.
Oh, he's
Yes.
channeling Bobby Heenan at this point.
I don't think he's quite there yet, but
He's not
getting
there yet.
Well,
but
there's some moments though that you listen to him and you're like, huh?
Yeah. Guys,
you-
don't
okay.
don't hit me. Don't slide into the DMs on this one, okay? I said getting there. It's
Yeah, because he's throwing some barbs in there, and he's throwing some heel logic into his commentary. It's
and he's
great.
damn funny.
Yes, and it's great.
Yeah. This was a great match. It's Edge has never looked better.
Yeah.
Seth always fantastic. Actually, Edge gets the win with the Crippler Crossface.
He does.
How
Yeah.
about that, huh?
Yeah. No, he pulls out a few old stuff.
He does. He breaks out the education and
The execution, right?
I'm sorry, the educator. And then the execution. And
Oh, and don't forget the glam slam.
he did bring out the glam
Which-
slam.
That made me so happy. My
He
patron
did.
Saint
He
Beth Phoenix.
He surely did. He brought out the Styles Clash, and
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
it's a little fair.
Beth did it better.
This was a great match. My only problem with it is it was getting late,
Yeah.
and I was getting tired, so I gave this match a 3. Probably deserved a 4.
I would have said 4.
But you know what? I mean, I think you have to account for the fact that the show is hitting this point, and as good as a match is, as an audience member, you're getting a little fatigued.
Right.
No,
right.
you are, because no matter how great the match is, when you've been sitting there and you've been watching for 3 hours straight, and you still have 2 more matches to go,
Right.
like it's kind of hard for you to pop any more than you can,
This
right?
this was almost up there with when a couple weeks back when Robert, Gina, Kara, and I went to see AEW, and we stayed for every show. We stayed for Dynamite. We stayed and for the Dark and Dark Elevation. It was a marathon because they
And
started.
that's why you don't get any cheers when Dark Elevation comes on, because people are tired.
They
Yeah.
leave. They leave by. I mean, a
There's
lot
no
of people-
crowd at that point. Yeah.
A lot of people checked out after Dynamite.
That makes sense because I didn't realize they recorded them all at one time. That
it's
makes sense now. Like,
like-
why is nobody into this?
That was like 5 straight hours.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, we can relate.
Yeah.
And speaking of something that went on way too long, let's go into our next match, which was for the WWE Championship.
Oh, my
This is our
gosh.
semi-main. Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, versus Oldberg. Now,
I was going to say you missed a G, but it was there at the end. You're fine.
Now, Bill's gonna die in the ring, isn't he?
You know, and I've said this with Gina on our show. There are some wrestlers that are totally fine with dying in the ring, and you just have to let them do it. You just
True, but they're usually passionate about their art, and and most of them are good at it.
I said that about Undertaker recently. I was like, they're going to pull, like, they'll ask him to do something, and he'll do it, and he's just going to one day crumble into a pile of ash and bones.
Well, if they put him with Goldberg again, yeah, he will.
That reminds me, there's a Saudi Arabia show coming up later.
Oh,
Yeah, let's say Goldberg will be on for that
the
one.
Blood
'cause
Money
that's
show?
That's another $6 million payday. So
bleh.
I'm sorry. Are you telling me there is a show coming up in Saudi Arabia called Blood Money?
No, I'm calling
no,
it
no,
Blood
no.
Money.
Okay.
No, it's Crown Jewel, but people call it online blood. People call it Blood Money online.
I was like, what the actual
Oh,
fuck?
that would just be rubbing people's faces in it.
however, they are in heavy talks about that Saudi Arabia show to have a Queen of the Ring tournament.
Oh, Jesus.
It'll be
there.
really interesting to see how that works because we just
Interesting, tense.
I'm really interested to see if that even happens.
we just got them to allow us to even be in the country. Okay,
Yeah.
like
They
do they really expect
The
them,
last show had the first women's match.
Do they expect them to for them to really have like a whole? Well, this is the end of the tournament is going to be in Saudi Arabia, not the
that's-
entire
better
tournament.
be.
God, it'd have to be, wouldn't it? I mean, can you
Well,
imagine?
it's the same with the King of the Ring. The King of the Ring final.
It sounds like I don't know what time I'm living in anymore when I say these things.
I
was
understand.
Can you imagine 4 or 5, maybe even 6 women's matches?
There are people in
going on?
there are people in Saudi Arabia who would genuinely think that. That's the thing.
I know.
Some might pass away if you mention that to them.
I mean,
But we will. I'm sure you'll
Anyway,
have a whole nother episode
we can't
about
keep-
that. So
without question.
We can't
Yeah.
keep avoiding it forever. We have a Goldberg match to talk
Yeah.
God damn it.
he looked rough in this
You
one.
realize that
Y'all.
He looked tired coming out. Also,
you know what he is now? He's Kratos from the most recent God of War. He's Dad of War now.
Oh yeah, just trudging along,
Yeah.
just trying to get
Boy.
by.
he didn't have pyro.
He did not.
Which I found out was not the fault of WWE. This was the fault of the Allegiant. What was
So
it?
apparently, the Allegiant Stadium apparently about midway through SummerSlam lost Wi-Fi capability, cashless payment capability. The toilets were overflowing, and pyro, and I think there was one
They
other
also
thing.
ran out of alcohol or
They
something
did.
like that.
They ended
Holy
up having.
shit!
They
When
were.
they clocked out on Friday, they clocked the fuck out.
They literally were giving out free food, and then the demand got so high they just shut concessions down.
They just ran.
Drop the shutters, run for it.
So that is Allegiant Stadium's fault.
Yeah.
But
Holy shit.
I don't know what the Wi-Fi has to do with the overflowing toilets.
I don't know
Or
what
Wi-Fi
either
control.
of those have to do with the pyro.
I don't
Both
know.
are Wi-Fi controlled
Hey,
Bluetooth.
we live in an age now where literally everything is controlled by the internet, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
And everything's better with Bluetooth.
Everything
So
apparently.
SummerSlam was a shit show in every way.
Yeah. So people were hungry and they were tired and they couldn't pee. It was just terrible.
If this were a prison, it'd be shut
Becky
down.
won the title, and it's just.
I think prisons get shut down for less.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was just a preview for their Saudi Arabia show.
There you go.
Boom.
Oh man. But yeah,
Oh
so
my
that's
God.
why he didn't have pyro was because of that.
Goldberg comes down looking like he's 70.
Well, because he has to walk like a
looks-
mile before he gets to the ring.
It was a long walk.
He
for
always
him.
naturally looks done with everything, so add age to that.
Well, he's gassed before he even gets to the ring. Like midway through the ramp, he's sweating. Like he's already tired.
He didn't even have pyro.
And something
No.
that's going to come to fruition later, once he stepped through the ropes, I don't know if you guys noticed that. When he stepped through the ropes on his entrance, he was limping a little bit.
Oh my
What?
god! Oh damn it!
Which this is going to come around full circle in just a
Yep.
few minutes. So here comes Lashley, and Lashley looks fantastic. He comes down. He's being Bobby Lashley. As far as the match goes, it is the Bobby Lashley could not have done any better than what happened.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
There is no ring general in this match. MVP's just on the outside going, I don't know, man.
No, because you even said that the night that we watched it. You were like, "There's no who's going to be the ring general in this match?" And I said MVP,
Right.
and he was like, "Is he going to call shit from the side? Like, what's he going to do?" I think he might have tried
He very well may have.
because he was definitely talking the entire match.
I
He
almost
did.
said to myself at one point, I think they're lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
And if I can say that, then something's wrong.
if you can see it, yeah.
It was very choppy.
Yeah.
Goldberg looked awful.
He came
in
close
this
to killing
match.
Bobby off of that top rope spot.
Oh, well, I think one of the spots was Bobby's fault, though,
Maybe.
because the spot where Bobby's
No,
on
you
the
know
top rope and Goldberg is throwing him, that's all Bobby, because
That-
Bobby has to do most of the work.
You know what? I'm absolving
100%.
Bobby. He's suffered enough.
Okay, fair, but I need to show off my wrestling knowledge a little bit,
Fair
okay?
enough.
No, you're 100%
You are right, yeah.
I have done that top rope spot 100 times, and that is 100% on
You.
the guy. Yeah.
Because he needed to tuck his head more, right, for
Yeah.
it to like completely roll.
I think he was so upset about the match, he decided
End it.
he was going to end it all.
Well, he didn't want
and
to be
show
there.
him.
chickened out at the last minute. And
That was such a realistic neck crack sound. I'm recurling into my chair right now.
the worst part of this for me was, and towards the go home, I can't. I'm going to try to get
is
through
it
it
the
without
cane-
laughing.
is it the cane bit?
It's the cane bit.
WWE almost missed it. They almost missed the camera shot.
They
Well,
did.
wouldn't it have been better if they had?
Oh yeah, I did see it. It wasn't great,
Because MVP hits him in the leg
but
with a
Goldberg
cane,
forgot.
and he forgot to sell it.
And
for a
with
solid-
Goldberg's cat-like reflexes,
Kicked in.
Goes, ooh.
about
and-
3 seconds too late.
Well, see, he's old. Signals take longer to get to the brain now.
But he was
The nerves
limping
are all dead.
before he got to the ring. He was selling it way too early.
It made no sense.
And then
No, they were planting the seeds for what was to come. Shut up.
And
I'm
then
sorry.
he just chopped.
I just told myself to
blocked
shut
him.
up.
told yourself,
I told myself
Chris.
it was so stupid. I told myself to shut up.
Bobby Lashley gives him the weakest chop block I've ever seen anybody do, and he crumbled. They couldn't even pin the son of a bitch.
No.
They had to stop the match on the account of Goldberg could no longer continue. Give me a break. You're telling me this former MMA superstar that's built like a brick shithouse, current WWE champion, cannot beat this 15-year-old man that forgets that his leg hurts?
Are you telling me they could have stopped the match before that?
Well, now I'm even angrier.
I mean, no.
This match didn't have to happen in the first place.
We could have
so-
all just taken a break. and
Talk about, like,
Well, we couldn't have gone to concessions if you were in the arena.
that's true. Talk about nobody coming out of this looking great. You know, like Bobby, I mean, he's going to be great. He's going to come out looking great regardless, but, like, I feel like it definitely weakened him a bit.
Yeah.
He didn't need this match.
No, and he even said he didn't need this match. He didn't want to do this match. He'd gone on interviews saying that, no, I want Lesnar.
Right.
Like, he had said that. Like, that's why he came back to WWE, is because he wanted Lesnar.
Goldberg doesn't need this match. He doesn't need anything but a paycheck, which he can get on his
They could
little
literally-
night show that he does.
You could literally just
Or-
have him do some PR every once in a while. It's like,
Yeah.
So, moral of the story is, kids, nobody needed this.
nobody wins. We all lose. Good night.
Don't
But
be-
no, we still have one more match.
Good night.
Yeah. I gave this match a 1 specifically because of Bobby.
Oh, we forgot about Sunberg.
Gageberg.
That's true. Yeah. So,
No, I like Sunberg better.
That's true.
It rolls off the tongue better.
You know what? And the thing about it is that this kid didn't do anything to me, but
But here we go.
But I'm gonna bury the son of a bitch. So he jumps in the ring, and
He's in the vicinity. He's getting some.
yeah,
And again, so you're telling me he watched this entire match and he only jumped in now.
there is had this, look. My dad passed away, so Dad, I love you. But look, if you had been a wrestler and had been in this scenario, I would have been so bloody embarrassed. I would not have jumped in. I would have picked up my bag, walked towards the door.
Also, what level of hubris is it for someone like Gage to look at a man like Bobby Lashley and go, I bet I could take him
And
down.
say, you know what?
I got a chance.
I sat here long enough. He's done.
You're a 15-year-old football player, dude. Like, you can't do shit. Like,
Bobby Lashley is twice your size.
like it was just Basically,
in every
he
dimension.
full Nelson's him, right?
He jumped on his back
to try and sleeper him, which was clearly a mistake.
He could sleeper him with his entire body, and
Bobby
he still
just
wouldn't
flexed
break
his
a sweat.
trapezius and knocked him off.
puts him in the full Nelson, shook him around a little bit,
Didn't even really try that hard. Just like, this is enough.
and threw him away. Bill
Call him by his government name.
limped over
William.
to William limps over to him and covers his.
I'm gonna protect my son. And
You're dead.
and
I'm gonna kill you.
and
said
actually
that.
said that.
Get off my lawn. That part was implied, but I feel like he said
that
it.
we're gonna get more story out of this.
Yeah, this is not over.
This is
Bobby's
not
so
over.
happy.
We're gonna have MVP and Bobby Lashley versus William Oldberg and Sundberg.
It's Oldberg and Sundberg. That's what we're doing.
Sundberg sounds like a cheap hotel, doesn't it?
Sure, why not?
Ironically, MVP was practically the MVP of this match.
Actually, yeah.
Calling shots from the side, yeah.
So, all right.
That in the end, which when he gets on the mic and he goes, it's like, look, he didn't know it was Goldberg's son.
That could have been anybody.
That could have been anybody, and actually 100% true.
Yeah,
The
'cause
way-
that
'cause
has happened.
The
that
way
youngin's got no business jumping
because
that.
Gage didn't slide in the ring in front of him, he jumped him from behind, and Bobby just reacted.
Yep.
Because big man got scared.
He said that could have been anybody, as in he's implying he thought it was a fan,
You're absolutely
Oh my
right.
gosh.
and it's 100% correct.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to not be on Bobby Lashley's side on that?
I always will be.
we
Which
need-
brings us to our main event of the evening. Roman Reigns,
What
the
year is
head
it?
of the table, versus John
By
Cena.
the time they got to the ring, it was SummerSlam 2022.
So I timed that
Yes, please. I fast forwarded that.
from his. Well, we were watching it live, so we couldn't
Yeah,
do
I know,
that.
I know.
So from the time that his music hit to when the bell rang,
Yes.
it was 4.5 minutes. I timed
Just
it.
the walk.
That violates
Just the walk.
the Geneva Convention.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I was just kidding. I was like, y'all, I'm going to time it this time because I just guesstimated it the last pay-per-view. And I wasn't far off from the last time. Like 4.5 minutes for this dude
We
to
all
get
took
to the
bets.
ring.
To
We
say,
did.
To say nothing of the fact that I like Cena, but Cena milks his entrance too.
Sure he does.
Yeah, but
Not this time.
I mean, he was trying to milk Roman's entrance as much as he could, but I mean, they kept
Do
they
not
kept
say
cutting
milk
to him.
Roman. Don't ever say milk Roman again.
No. Now
Fair,
I will
fair enough.
say, I will say this on behalf of Cena. He's clearly aged a little bit. He's lost some size.
Oh, they cut
He's
away.
lost some hair.
They cut away a lot to try and avoid that bald spot that they
Oh,
could.
they tried.
Yeah, they did.
He even tried to comb over it too. It didn't work. Didn't work.
However, that notwithstanding, he looked
He did.
fantastic.
He looked
in
great.
the
I was a
ring.
fan. I was a fan of it. Like I didn't. I don't know. It's hard to say that I enjoyed a Roman match because I really haven't lately. But I enjoyed the last 5 minutes of this.
I'm going to say something very controversial to Dave.
Oh.
Dave, this is the one time, it might be the only time, I wish you had seen this match involving Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Because I don't know if it was a combination of the crowd and everything involved, or if Cena was, helping direct it better.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything actually clicked in this match. Everything that they said that Roman was supposed to be that I did not see previously, I saw in this match.
So he actually tried? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and
He was forced.
he
But-
was
yeah.
playing to the crowd like a proper heel. He was reacting and emoting. He was sneering and smiling he was being a proper jerkass. He was actually putting forth the effort.
Now, it wasn't a perfect performance because he did start going into soliloquies.
No, he
the
did, but
soliloquies were
again,
few and far between this time.
They were fewer. They were covered by the crowd noise, and it fit because actually the pacing of the match was good. It did actually build properly and deliver when they started heavy hitting.
Sure.
And that sounds great. To that I say, 4 little words, too little, too late.
Understood.
I agree.
I'm not saying go back and watch it. I'm saying this is the one I wish you'd seen because
You would have enjoyed it slightly better.
Yeah.
I don't think you think this is the one I should have seen. I think you think this is what the matches should have been the entire time.
Oh, also
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Also true. If this had been it from the start, then I would absolutely understand everyone's going nuts over this.
So yeah, we basically told you everything that just happened right there.
Yeah.
2 Superman punches and a spear, and Cena is looking up at the lights for the 1, 2, 3, and Roman puts on his lei and he holds up the belt.
I'm gonna say they got me on this one. Like the lead up to this,
Yeah.
I had a glimmer of hope. I was like, he might take it. This Reigns era might be over. And I got worked on that because I got sucked into it. I was like, shit, he's here. Like, might as well have it for a little bit.
Now, I to be fair, I never thought for 1 second John was
Well,
going to
of
have
course you
that.
didn't, because you don't have a little Mark heart like me.
You're right. The bitterness
She
has
keeps it on her desk.
I do. To remind me that this is how I need to live my life.
But speaking of marks, while we were watching Roman enjoy his victory and bask in his glory,
Something, acknowledge me, yes.
yeah. And whose music should hit but the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm going to say something, guys. Neither Brock nor Roman are good at much. But showing emotion, and we'll call it there. Heyman put this over so hard.
It was beautiful, y'all. It was
Like
so beautiful.
a spouse caught cheating.
That's exactly what it was like. It's like the husband comes home early and his wife is in bed with the pool guy. It's
And like he knew. It's like he knew because Brock walks out, he's kind of all smiles as he does it. He just slowly saunters to the ring.
And I think that's the most emotion I have seen from Brock Lesnar. He looked so
In a
happy
while.
to be
In a
there.
long while, yeah.
Brock normally looks like emotions confuse and upset him.
Yeah.
and they do, but
well, yeah.
He looks like Amy, the albino ape from Congo.
I think the word orangutan was used that night.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure because he had the ponytail and the beard.
And his body he's still massive, but his body style has changed slightly. It's not bad.
He
It's
looks
not
a
bad.
little bit more squishy.
Little bit.
You know,
little bit.
like he's still cut, he's still muscular, but it looks like if I poked him, it wouldn't hurt. You know,
yeah.
like it gives.
He's got a dad bod now.
It's got a little give to him. Yeah,
Yeah, there's some give in
yeah,
there.
which I'm fine. I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Brock looks like an enlisted guy who went hippie after he got out,
Yeah.
basically.
And he comes back and they jaw, him and Roman, they jaw with each other.
And Heyman, who does not look at Brock the entire time,
Oh, he looks at
Who
the
is
ground.
standing behind, way behind
And
Roman,
he's looking at the ground the entire time.
clutching the belt.
clutching.
Yes.
He's either looking at the ground or he's looking back. Because I saw just a couple shots of him going like, wow, that wall's really interesting.
So, Heyman, God damn it, he is so good.
He's brilliant.
It was just such a beautiful moment. And like I said, as far as marks go, when Brock's music hit, every single one of us who have had a lot of derogatory things to say about Lesnar cheered. All of us.
It was a knee-jerk reaction.
You've
y'all. We
destroyed
couldn't
all of
help
our
it.
other dreams. Now destroy this thing too.
No, but that's the thing, Chris. We knew that this could happen,
Yes.
right? Even though I was thinking, okay, Cena can come in, he can be Superman, and he can like destroy the villain, right? But then when he can't do it, you have Brock over here who has done it.
Yeah.
He has done it. So like, the hope was, it came back. The hope came back.
Yeah. And
I'll say it's especially impressive that you marked out so much, considering we've been calling this for almost a year now.
We
that
have.
Brock was going to come back, and like Paul Heyman would be like the parent who has to make a choice. Like,
Yeah,
we
but
have been talking about this.
We have,
have.
but we got worked on it because we thought that it was supposed to happen the last pay-per-view.
Yes.
But it was actually announced on the dirt sheets that Brock was supposed to come back at what was the last pay-per-view? Whatever. It's whatever it was. Brock was supposed to come back on that one. It's like, but we couldn't get him. So
It's
we
because
really,
that one didn't have a crowd, and Lesnar's big thing is like, I need to have a crowd.
right.
Which, gauging from the pop that he got, I get it.
Yeah.
Right. So
And then they said, yeah, we're going to try to do him and Roman at WrestleMania. That's been the thing that we're always pushing for. But Brock doesn't do long story. And neither does WWE. So you
Not anymore.
figure it's going to not happen until at least the Royal Rumble. Maybe even after that. So yeah, we were very shocked when it happened. All in all, I did give this match probably my highest Roman Reigns match rating that I've done all year, which is a 2.
wow.
Thinking about it, Dave, you probably would have been angry after watching this match because, like you said, you would have been like, this is what it should have been all along.
You know what? When it was over, I'd have either said two things.
Yes.
One, I would have said, wait, this is what it should have been all along.
Yeah.
Or two, oh man, it's going to suck when they feed Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Because you don't pretend like you don't know that this is going to happen.
But Dave, I have my Mark Hart on the table right here. Just look at it.
I see your Mark Hart, and I raise you literally,
a shoe so we can slam that.
Reality.
literally everyone else that Roman Reigns has unfairly
Yeah.
beaten over the last
So
year.
who's the guy? I mean, who's the guy?
There is no guy. This
They're
is
idiots.
this is it for the end of time. Every pay-per-view
my
from
God.
now through the end of existence is going to end with Roman Reigns putting over. Going over on another
This
superstar.
is like watching an episode of Behind the Music, but stopping like 3/4 of the way through. It's like, oh, the good times are gonna last forever.
Oh my gosh.
No, I do think Roman is going to get beat sometime this year.
Well, they have to set up with him and Rock at Survivor Series, right?
Well, they're talking about it, but Rock is not on board yet.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
Now,
Good. He should keep playing
problem-
phone tag. He wins nothing by doing
Like,
this.
sorry, I keep missing you.
but the thing is, it's not so much that we set up Brock to beat Roman. It's who comes after Brock. Because Brock's not going to stay.
No,
So who's
He can
our
leave. He can go
next
as soon as he
guy?
just demolishes Roman. And we're
that's
good.
fine.
Yeah.
We've all established that we
Goodbye,
are
Brock. It was
fine
good
with
seeing
that.
you
We are
again.
totally fine with that.
And honestly, it would not bother me one bit if he left with the Universal title and we only had one championship as God intended.
Hell, he's done that before, dogs.
I know. But guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. All in all, this was not a bad card.
Unless you were at the show.
I gave it a 3, which is pretty consistent for all of the matches.
Sure.
So let me ask you both this. We'll start with Mr. Barnes, our fashion plate. Worst dressed.
Oh, worst dressed?
Worst dressed.
The main event, Reigns and Cena.
Just the whole match.
Also, I noticed Reigns is not wearing a belt to hold his pants up. Well, I noticed that on the many times that John Cena grabbed his pants to pull himself up.
Yeah. What about best dressed?
Xavier Woods.
That was we did.
Xavier Woods.
It's okay
That was so
Fucking
great.
killed
The
it.
segment itself was shit.
Oh,
right?
terrible.
But like he's another one that can do no wrong for me. He looked
True.
fabulous. He
He came out
Ah.
in a New Day version of the Scott Hall NWO era outfit.
And cross with Razor Ramon.
Right.
toothpick and all,
Well,
man.
and he did the survey.
He did, yeah.
Did the survey before he sprayed them down with water.
Yeah.
complete
was
with
funny.
hair.
Useless moment, but it's Xavier. So what do you want?
I hope they actually sell that New Day Rocks NWO shirt.
Oh, you know they will.
They better.
I'd
Yeah.
buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I can't even go to you, can I?
Oh, no, I have a best performance. It's me for not showing up.
Wow.
But I can go
That's
to
smartest
Shelby Ray for her best performance of the night.
Okay. So is it like from David's perspective where it's like the acting wise or just like in general?
I am not qualified to judge people's athleticism.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is 100% acting.
Okay.
You give me best overall. How about that?
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with Seth.
I can't disagree with that
Seth
at all.
Rollins, in my opinion, was in a weird spot in the card, right? Him and Edge were like what, fourth from the end?
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
a weird spot to be in.
After a lot of craziness happened.
Right.
In between the crazy.
semi-main.
Exactly. But him and Edge together made that match work. But Seth in particular is so great at being just a smarmy, like Dr. Evil style villain that it was great. And I believe every single word that comes out of his mouth. And he is one of the best wrestlers that they have.
Now, also, you can confirm or deny this if you like. As I recall, Saturday night, you and Gina both got a little bit of a sweet tooth for old Seth. Is that right?
I cannot confirm or deny this.
I seem to remember.
But tune into This Is a Takeover.
I seem to remember something emoting from you, and I believe it went something like, "Oh." Something was.
I will say, I will not go into detail, but there was a smolder that happened that I enjoyed. And Gina also enjoyed. So
Can't start a fire without a
me.
spark.
sue me,
There you go.
I have, it's fine.
So what about the worst performance?
I mean, that's hard. You're putting me on the spot because I had best and worst dressed in my mind, but now I got to pivot. I feel like.
See, I didn't think this one was going to be hard at all.
I don't know.
There's only one person that came to mind.
Who is it for you then?
For me, it is none other than Eva Marie.
Okay, yeah. But I feel like I've blocked that so far out of my brain that I kind of we talked about it and then I forgot
by this
about
point,
it.
I've forgotten she was on the show again.
So sure, yes, Eva Marie, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because she can't wrestle, she can't act, and she shouldn't be anywhere near this division at all.
Remember when Alexa
Or in
Bliss
this
wrestled
fed.
that?
Any fed.
Yeah, no.
Remember when Alexa Bliss wrestled an invisible opponent?
Yeah, she put them over real good. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it. Now, if am I right, and you guys are going to be recording Thursday, which kind of tells me it'll be up Friday at some point?
So the plan is once we wrap here, I'm going to get this episode up streaming. And I'm going to do the same thing Thursday night with This Is A Takeover with the YouTube link to follow the day after.
Right. Okay. Jesus Christ, you look so tired.
I am so goddamn tired.
I'm so sorry, man. And this was a long podcast.
This was the longest one you guys have done in a while.
This is WWE's fault entirely.
Yeah, well, 4-hour fucking pay-per-view. What do you expect?
Well,
Right.
I mean, and if it makes you feel any better, Takeover was only 2.5 hours.
Well,
so
goddamn right it was.
They really gave it that big shit feel.
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, Doggz, if people want to reach out to you online, where can they do that at?
Well, you can hit me up at Instagram at, oh crap, I don't even remember the name of my...
That's a really long username.
Pretty sure yours is like...
I don't know, it's probably Two Dogs Podcast. This is a work podcast, something like that.
Just look up David Two Dogs Hayes and you'll find him.
Yeah,
there you go. Shelby, what about you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at SlayAllRay. And if you would like to follow This Is A Takeover, we're also on Instagram. So you can follow us at ThisPod. And if you want to follow Long Walk Productions, we also have a Twitter. So you can follow us at Long Walk Podcast.
I should just give you my Twitter and Instagram.
I mean, David's already done it. So.
I've handed over the reins to all of our social media to Shelby, and I have not looked back. You're so much better at it than I am.
Well, This Is A Takeover is also on Twitter, too. So you can look us both up for there. Give us a follow.
And Chris, what about you?
Oh, I'm at Chris the OK on Twitter. But if you have any issues, you can direct all inquiries to @this_pod.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Got to get those engagement numbers up.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, if you want to follow me online or reach out to me, you can do that on Instagram @DBHensley. You can be on the lookout later this week for a new episode of This Is A Takeover. And in September, we are going to be continuing our Christopher Nolan discussion on Long Walk Talks with the Dark Knight trilogy.
Whoa.
If you would like to keep up with Long Walk Productions, you can visit us online at longwalk.us, or you can search for Long Walk Productions and Long Walk Podcasts on Facebook. To see more of our original work or hear past episodes that are no longer streaming, you can follow the YouTube links in the show notes. So, as always, thank you very much for listening, and if you enjoy this show or any of the shows on this network, please make sure to leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you are listening on.
And for David Hensley, Chris Barnes, and our guest Shelby Ray, this is David Two Dogs Hayes saying, guys, if you got out of bed today and you had a job to go to and somebody that loves you when you get home, folks, this match is over and you just won via pinfall. Thank you very much for listening to This Is A Work. Oh, it's David Two Dogs Hayes.